Hello and welcome to this tutorial for the game In a Grove. Murders are happening all over town and you're all detectives trying to find out the culprit for each crime. Normally I make a separate video for how to set up a game, but in this case it's not only a quick process, but also one you need to repeat at the start of each round anyway. So I've included it in this video. Each player can pick a color and take all the items. I'll be yellow, so I take these yellow tokens to keep with me. Keep them all with this side up, the mustache. You have this one unseen token that will be used during the game. Basically, the setup is done. Pick a first player. If you want, you could use these people tiles and see who draws the highest number. For now, I'll be the starting player, so I get this first player token. Before I explain the game, I'll show you how to set things up at the start of each round. You only use these people tiles for that. If you're playing with 5 people, you use all these tiles. If you're with 4 players, then you remove one tile with an X from the game. If you're with less than 4 players, then you remove both X tiles from the game. Keep them face down and shuffle them or mix them around on the table. Then each player gets one of these. You can look at them, but keep them hidden from the others. The rest of these tiles go in the middle of the table. One is the murder victim. That goes like this. And then you have 3 suspects standing over the body. If you happen to have one extra tile, just put it away because you won't use it. Done! This is how you set up each round. Every player gets one face-down people tile, and the other 4 go in the middle of the table like this. 1 body and 3 suspects. Alright, you are going to keep playing until either one player has at least 5 of these tokens with this side up, or one player has no more tokens to use. As soon as one of those things happen, the game is over, and whoever has the fewest of these tokens with this side up is the winner. If you have a token with this side up, then that means you have accused an innocent person of being the murderer. Do your best to not make mistakes. So again, you keep playing until someone has at least 5 of these, or another player has no tokens left. Then the game ends, and if you have the fewest of these flipped over tokens, you are the winner. Each round is 5 steps. Step 1. Set everything up, like this. Step 2. Everyone looks at their own people tile and one other people tile from another player. Step 3. The first player takes a look at 2 of the 3 suspects and then chooses one of them as the murderer. Step 4. Going clockwise, all the other players look at the 2 suspects that don't have this token from the first player under it and make their choice for who the murderer is. Step 5. Flip over the 3 suspects to see their numbers and determine who the real criminal is. Let me go through that again in more detail. I've already explained step 1, how you set up each round. And before I explain step 2, I think it's better if you already know how it is decided who the real murderer is each round. As I've said, you reveal these tiles at the end, and it will show a number on them. But which one is the criminal? If there is a person with an X on it, that person is always innocent. An X can never be the murderer. The murderer is always the highest number. But there's one catch. In case the number 5 is among one of the 3 suspects, then the lowest number is the true killer. Let me repeat that. An X is always innocent. The highest number is always the murderer, unless there's a number 5 in the lineup, then the lowest number is the killer. Now, step 2. Each player has their own people tile. Look at yours and remember what the number is. When every player has had a good look, put the tile on the table again and pass it to the person on your left. And then everyone looks at the tile that they've just received from the other player. That means you now know which 2 numbers are not here. Step 3. The first player can have the first peek at the suspects. Pick up 2 tiles secretly to look at and then put them back. As a reminder for which tile the first player did not look at, you have this unseen token. Place that above the tile that hasn't been looked at. And then the first player makes a choice on who she or he thinks the real criminal is by placing a token in their own color under one of the people. Step 4. Going clockwise around the table, now each player can look at the 2 people tiles that doesn't have the first player's token under it. The 2 people that the first player thinks are innocent. When it's your turn, take a look and then cast your own vote by placing your own token under it. You can place it under one of the other people or place it under the same one as where there already was a token. It's up to you. Step 5. When every player has placed their own token under who they think the real killer is, you flip over all the people tiles to reveal their number. You determine who the murderer is based on how I explained earlier. In this case, this one. If you picked the right person, your token goes out of the game. If you didn't pick the right person, then you have to take your token back and flip it over. And that's not all. If there were any tokens underneath your token, you have to take those as well. The player that placed their token at the top is the one who has to take all the tokens from the other player underneath that as well. So when you make your choice on who the murderer is, and that means having to place your token on top of other tokens, make sure you're making the right decision, because if you're wrong, you will end up taking the entire stack of tokens. And remember to flip them over to indicate you have these as penalties. Whoever has the fewest of these will be the winner. And as soon as all of this has been done, you pass the first player token to the left and start the new round. That's it. This is how to play in a grove. It goes slightly different if you're with 2 players, but the tiny rulebook will help you with that. I hope you feel like you now know how to play this game and that you'll enjoy it. Thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment and see you for the next one.